So here we are on the way still to Kpando. People filling the holes in the road on the journey on the way up. It was pretty fascinating. We saw all sorts of villages, mud huts, some quite fancy stuff. This was a typical kind of town that we saw along the way. And this is the final arrival up into Kpando. This was a really rough road, and we were quite freaked out that of how bumpy it was. And then suddenly we came to the house. Oh. Hello. Hello, I'm Justin.
I'm Regina.
Regina.
Yes.
Pleased to meet you.
It's normally called Mama Essie.
Mama Essie.
Mama Essie.
Hello.
Where are we?
Right. We are in Ghana, in the orphanage of Mia Mama.
I can't remember.
Of one of those mamas. Yeah, we just arrived like a couple of hours ago, trying to sort out our things.
And we've got as far. Not argue. So we've got our box of stuff there. This is now just our things, and this whole box is full of musical instruments and toys and stuff for the kids. So I'm looking forward to giving that out. And we've got under here more toys, which is for the kids in the orphanage, and pens and stuff.
And as you can see, we have a light here.
And we have a light, and look, we've even got electricity. So that's kind of cool, and a fan. And it's not quite my biggest fan, but it's a pretty big fan. Probably has to get switched on first. So here's me today. Hello. Covered in, oh god, my hair looks horrible. Anyway, covered in mosquito repellent, feeling really hot because it's still really warm. And now because it's night time, you have to do the long sleeve.
I've just had some.
You have to wear a long sleeve shirt. And I've got my toes coated in mosquito repellent as well, because I don't want to have to wear my only other shoes that I bought, which is massive hiking shoes. So before we got to settle in at the orphanage and meet the kids, we were taken on a 2-day holiday part of our trip. We had I think 4 days out of our 3 weeks where we kind of went on trips, and this one was a trip to Accra to see the Volta Dam. What you're seeing at the moment, is the dam. Here's the dam itself from the back, and here's them trying to teach me how to say the name, which was quite funny. This was also our first time where we met Edward, who was our guide whenever we did trips, and our driver called Fufu. That's Fufu. And here's our magnificent taxi, which took us all over the place. Remarkably, it held up on the toughest roads that you've ever thought of. And here's the ferry where we're about to go for our ride around the lake. This was pretty interesting to see these guys carrying these huge boxes on their heads. There was a live band on the ferry for most of the trip, which was really cool. Really great band, playing kind of modern African kind of reggae sort of things. And here we are looking just about to, still haven't taken off from the ferry, but you can see us checking out here's some local fisher people who I think actually catch some fish and show us in a little bit. Here we go, there's Edward and Fufu, and a really, really strangely named boat. Dodi is the name of the island that we go to, and the boat's called the Dodi Princess. Here's the fisher people. They were pretty cool. So I think we're about to take off. Here's the hydroelectric dam, which supplies a lot of the power for the local region. Very big dam, well built, looks really cool. I mean, well built, what do I know about dams? Anyway, so we sailed across the river, and eventually we came to this little island, which was full of music and kids. All of these kids kind of run up to you and grabbed your hand when you got on the onto the island, and they were kind of begging. well, not kind of begging, they were begging. No Jesus, no life. Very interesting attitude there. So all these people would dance, and these were just like the local communities, and it was kind of advanced begging, really, I guess. They're just trying to get some money out of the tourists to go there. It was kind of sad. I gave money to pretty much all of the musicians on the island that I came across. Yeah. Just so I don't forget later, on that sign was written Mr. T's Pleasure Inn. Sounds like an inviting place, doesn't it? We didn't come this way
this morning, though.
So I'm about to buy a drum from a proper drum maker.
Okay, that's Justin buying a drum. Come on, don't worry. You made it, drum set. I want you to play. Yep.
And what you're seeing now is probably one of the things that we found the hardest to take on the trip, which was this really, really poor village, which is the same village that we saw people carrying water from. They didn't have a running water there, so they had to walk and carry water from a not very clean river. And you know, this looked like a pretty poor kind of a town, and I can't actually remember the name of it, unfortunately. But after driving through this town village, we got to our hotel, and it was kind of made us feel a bit bad, really, because having just driven through this really poor town where they were obviously really struggling, we get through. First of all, we pass a miniature golf course, which was a little bit strange. Here's the miniature golf course here with the trees and all of the white white strips painted around them. And we go through this really nice gate and into what was a really pretty decent hotel, you know, nice food and restaurants and manicured and running water and showers and I seem to remember there being a fountain, although I didn't see any video of it, but it was really quite shocking to go from seeing such a poor village into seeing this hotel, you know, which is pretty exclusively for Westerners. You know, all the volunteers from our organisation stayed there. It was quite shocking. And the four-wheel drive that the owner owned. I mean, this is the place to own a nice four-wheel drive. Definitely better here than in London, eh?